That's a trigger in your life, right? Because now the person, think of the person who kind of gives you the hard situation every time. You try to avoid him, you block him on WhatsApp, you don't want to see his face, you just want to cut it down. But in sometimes the universe will give you the same situation, same trigger from someone else.
Yep.
So it's because the universe is testing you. It's always testing you because you are here to fulfill your life lesson, your soul plan. If you are not fulfilling it, they are going to keep giving you the triggers like maybe your exam. For example, if your life lesson is to anger management, they are going to keep giving you. The universe will keep giving you. Like in first grade, you'll have small triggers. In second grade, you'll have like big triggers. Then it's going to keep growing until you overcome that lesson, until you learn to manage your angers. So that is what the universe is trying to do it. So figure it out. What kind of situation is keep coming to you and how you react in that situation. As soon as you learn that this is what I am here to learn, or this lifetime I am here to maybe learn this, okay, anger management. So learn it and live it. And as soon as you start blessing it, I think okay, how do you know that you're done with your lesson in this lifetime? Those situations, those triggers won't come to you anymore. So that is how you know that you learned your lesson for this life or for this little thing. So that is how we know that we are done. I used to, okay, so if you fail in one time, the universe will keep giving you, they will keep testing you. I used to get these dreams. Oh my goodness, I had a goosebumps when I was reading about soul lessons and this thing today. uh, I used to have this dream before 6 months, a lot. I would say every day that I am going to give the exams and I'm failing every time. Either I'm coming back with the blank paper, either I'm not reaching on time, either I'm going, sitting, and just coming back. So these kind of situations, like I'm always fail. And I don't understand why that dream used to come. But today I just realized that I had something to learn and I was not learning it. That's why those fail thing was coming in my life again and again through the dreams. But when there is a common dream, there is also a message for you. So try to see your common dreams too. I mean, try to figure out. Don't. I would say, फंसना नहीं है उसमें. Don't trap in it. But learn a lesson and go ahead. Don't crave for it. Don't crave for anything. As soon as you start craving, you are throwing the law of attraction from your life. So asakti in Gita, they tell you no asakti, no crave for anything. But you try for things will come to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yeah, so the life lessons are very important because the thing, whoever is giving you the trigger, they are your soul family. From soul, when you're doing the soul planning, when you are sitting, when you are sitting with the angels after you leave your this body, your physical body, your soul goes with the death angels and angels. When you sit with them, you see like your whole life as a movie there. So when you are seeing it, there is a pureness there with angels in other dimension. It's so pure that your soul can decide that okay, I have 100 karmas that I have to fulfill. I will maybe take one lifetime and I'll finish my all karmas. So you see those people, their life will be full of sadness, whatever you can think of. And because the soul decided to finish all the karmas in one life, so you would think why she's even living. I mean, she should just die. It's too much pain in her life. But soul decided that way, that maybe her husband would die, maybe the kids would die, maybe as soon as she born her mom would die, something like that. It's like, it's just example. So those soul decided that way. Maybe some soul decided, okay, I'll do 50% good, 50% karma this time and then 50% karma in next lifetime. So they would have half life is very happy and the other half life was very sad with everything. Some would decide I'll only do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I'll take 10 lifetimes and I'll enjoy my life and I'll go and then finish my karmas. And karmas kind of every lifetime we create more karmas even. It's not that like we are pure and we are not creating any karmas. If you judge little bit, then only you create a karma. So karmas are something created very quickly. So when you become Brahm Rishi, at that stage, you don't create any karmas. So karmas have another, I think Gita has a one shlok about karma too, that when you don't, very popular shlok that कर्म किए जा और फल से आपका अधिकार नहीं है. It's not even apeksha or ichha. It's about you don't adhikar nahi hai. Your adhikar. I don't know how to say it in English. Adhikar.
You don't have right. You don't have right.
You don't have right. Like you're driving. That is your karma. But you're reaching there on time. That is not your karma. You don't have a right to say that, because if you have a traffic in between, if there is an accident, so you're just driving. That's your karma. So don't think that you're going. I mean, we always plan that this is going to happen, but if that doesn't happen, don't be sad, because that on fall you don't have your right. Make sense?
How do we know that people die, they don't come back? They don't know that angels were there or not. Who decided that angels are there and we decide everything? What you're saying?
Angels are always there. We all have guardian angels.
Yes.
They are always there with you from your born, when you're born. So it's always there with you till you die. They are only and only for you. Like your mom, your wife, your daughter, your colleague, but angels are something, they are always there only for you. Your guardian angels are like, they are designed for you. You might have from 2 to I think 4 or 5 angels. Some people have 2 are minimum. So everybody has 2 angels, and then you might have more, 4 or 5. So, and then archangels are different, and that's again a deep subject. Angels are a deep subject. So they are always there. So when you have trouble, ask your angels. They are always with you. When you're doing meditation, when you see sometimes, when you feel sometimes that somebody is touching your cheek, they are your angels. Because they are always there. We are the one who, we didn't raise the frequency and we don't know that they are there for us. Ask them to help you. Ask if you have some problem, tell them, can you please help me? My angels, my guardian angels, help me through this situation. Sometimes when things are lost at home, we tell angels, okay, angels, come on, help us find it out. And it's magic. It's in front of your eyes and you don't see them, and they find it for you. So it happens. The angels are there. Angels are always there. My son is really having fun with these angel experiences now. He's liking it. Yeah, so kids really enjoy these experiences. I see you, Bhavini, first time I think. I don't know. Hi, thank you so much for opening your camera on. You're mute, Bhavini.
I know, first time. I don't know about every time, just because, try to get the kids to bed around this time, and then so I thought I would today.
No, very good. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you guys every day too.
Great.
Good evening, Prachi.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm sorry, I was in the class. Usually my class ends around this time, so that's why I'm a little late most of the times, but it's ending today. So today was the last day. But good evening, everybody. And it was a wonderful lesson that Komal talked about. I might have an example for you guys. It just happened yesterday actually with me. But before that, I want to talk about something really interesting that I learned in one of the master's session And I think we all go through these stages. So I want you to talk about these 4 stages that we go through. So, there are so many, I think if you remember, Mahendra sir talked about 27 different lessons that we are here to learn. Now, we take several lifetime until we perfect this lifetime, until we perfect these lessons. So what are these stages that we have to go through apart from the soul lesson that we all learned? Each soul has to go through the stages. So you have to understand what stage you are in to be able to complete to that lesson. So there are 4 stages. The first stage is disciple stage. Now, who are disciples? They, would anybody would like to define for me first? Let me see. Let's make this a little interesting session. Anybody would like to define a disciple?
Students.
No,
No,
they're not
no.
students. There's a difference between disciple and a student. So, Parvesh?
I know the assistant, maybe disciple, not assistant, but more than that. I know what
Someone who follows
but I can't
instructions.
explain.
The one who follows instruction, the students are like that too, aren't they? There's a very fine line difference between disciple and students.
According to me,
Guide kind of, somebody kind of guide.
Is it like someone?
Wait, Amita, you muted, and Suma, you raised hand.
yes.
Sorry.
Can I say?
Yeah, Suma.
Arjuna is a disciple to Lord Krishna. So I would suggest is like you hear what whatever Lord Krishna says, and you follow everything in a devoted fashion, right? Like Gurukula system is a disciple. You're a disciple of the Guru. And Guru and teacher, there's a difference. Guru is one who takes away your darkness. Gu and Ru. If you
So
look
what
at
is the student then? If disciple is Arjuna, who is the student?
Disciple, there's a master, right?
No, what is the difference between disciple and student?
Student is just academic knowledge. It's not spiritual. It's different. It's both different. Spiritual well-being is a part of the disciple thing, a discipline which you create and everything. Student is just a bookish knowledge, right?
Yeah, but in your physical life, so disciple is the one, as you said, he comes, he doesn't know anything. He is the one who is coming for the first time. So imagine your life as you don't want to go. So if there is any problem in your life, and somebody comes and tell you that this is the problem in your life, you don't want to admit that. That is more called like a disciple stage. You probably would listen to it. It is going into your ears, but you're not sure whether you are going to listen to this. You might not admit it, that this person, if this person is saying something, it is really true. For example, if you have, if you have ever not, probably in the older times, I have seen few people who were like, who were like a lower middle class families. And usually back in those days, if somebody would come, oh, are you really, do you have money for your daughter's wedding? Or what would they say? No, we have everything. If somebody wants to help them, they won't take the help. It's their ego. They want to take the help. And they would be like, no, we have a lot, right? Or else it could be a vice versa. So they are not ready to admit that there is a problem. Even if somebody is telling you, it could be another thing also, like they want to show as if we have everything.
Correct.
Right? They would take a loan and do the things, but They would want to show as if nothing, there's no problem in me. I am the perfect guy. I'm not going to admit anything. So those are the people. So if I come to you and say, this is the problem, this is the area that you might want to work on, what would you say? No, 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 I'm fine. I really am very happy in this world. And, you know, I don't think so. I have any problem. And I don't worry about those problems anymore. I'm just happy in what I am. So those are the people who are disciple, who is not ready to admit, right? So that is the first stage. Just to learn that particular lesson in your life, you might take a whole lifetime.
Correct.
You might take 2 or 3 lifetimes.
Correct.
You will get birth again, you know, just to accept that, just to admit it, that there is a problem, people are there. And so at the disciple stage, what happens? Whoever is coming and telling you something, it just goes in your ear and it passes by. So for example, I go and tell somebody we should do meditation. What would that person say? Okay, fine. I don't think so. I need it. Let it be. Those are disciple. They heard me, but then they left it, right? They don't care about it. Then comes the next stage as a student stage. Then you become a student. So what does a student do? Then they start following. They are opened up to receive the knowledge. So then comes the students. Now after 2 months, so that person, whoever that person is that I said, maybe after 2 months he is going through some problems, something in their life, and suddenly they remember, oh, you know what, Prachi said that day to meditate, maybe this can help me, right? So this is where the student stage is. This is where you start opening up. This is where you're ready to at least receive the knowledge. So this is the second stage of your life. And even in this stage, you basically come to this stage when you have nowhere to go. When you like, okay, now I'm stuck with this problem. I really need to work on it. This is where you start training your mind like, okay, I need to listen to this person, or maybe I need to try these things out. But even at this stage, there's a lot of lessons to learn. Now, I would really take this example of this whole group. There are so many people in the group. So some people did try, they did came for a few days. But what happened? Either they got lazy, either the time didn't match, either you know, they just thought that maybe this lesson is not for me, right? So maybe today is the lesson, it was for me. Tomorrow, if I post something, they will say, no, no, this lesson is not for me. I'm not worried about it. I don't want to go. So that is called a student stage, where the masters will take a test of you, where you are where you want to do stuff, but then we become lazy, or we become stuck with something or the other, and you don't want to. So one day you're not consistent. That is called a student stage, because you're still learning on it. Now here, this is where the ego also comes in. Like you also start doubting, and because you have an ego, the more ego that you have, that much time it will take you to cross the disciple stage to student stage. If you have a less ego, you might jump onto the student stage more faster. So this is the second stage, where you start listening to the things, right? Where you start opening up a bit. But again, it could be that the laziness or anything else will take over. So the third stage is traveler stage. So what does traveler mean? Now that whatever you have learned, so I believe I would say the 40 days between you guys, whoever was very regular in the 21 day, and now you are also regular in the 40 days, and now you are implementing those things in your life. The lessons that you have learned, you are implementing in your life. That is called a traveler stage. Now, even now, everybody is still, I cannot say certainly that because you are here every day, you are on the traveler stage. I don't know. Are you really implementing those lessons in your life? That is what is a traveler stage. In this stage, especially in this stage, masters will take your test a lot. I mean, you 3 to 4 years or 4 to 5 months, you're doing a meditation, everything is going great and you're loving it, and things are happening as per you wanted, and then suddenly something will happen and you will be heartbroken. you would be like, why? I am doing a meditation. Why this happened to me? Right? You literally, you would be heartbroken, but that is the biggest test for you, that for you to come into the awareness. That is the biggest test. And especially in this stage, you might take, that's when we talk about the past life, that yesterday we talked about different past lives. This could be a stretch where you have taken probably at least 15 lifetimes just to learn the lessons in the traveler stage, just to stay consistent, just to implement those things that you're learning every single day. This is where you can stretch out as much as, it depends on you. How much time are you taking in? This, this will also make you flip back, that you will literally leave it.
Can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
Quick question. So I think I understand what you're saying. This is the time when you talk about really obscure subjects and topics which are hard to relate to, and people, we start doubting. It creates kind of a fear, like when you talk about past lives and all that. It's the unknown is always fear. You're scared of the unknown.
But why? Tell me something. Why are you scared? If it is unknown, why are you scared? See, if it is known, okay, I have to go skydiving. I am scared of the jump. Why? Because roller coaster is my biggest fear. So I know when I jump, I will have that roller coaster feeling. I know that part, I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know, how can you be scared?
For me, skydiving, actually, I intend to skydive in the next few weeks. One of my adventures. But anyway, I would never have thought of that a few months ago. But for me, there is only, I have security. I know a lot of people have done it. It's the same path, whatever. But when I say the unknown, like learning about your past life, my fear is how I'm going to react to it, how it's going to impact my life.
How would you know? How would you know?
See, so there's the thing, there was when I was young, someone, I don't go to, astrologers or anything. Someone in my family, they read my hand and they gave me something's going to happen. It really impacted my life after that. So, and since then I decided I'm never going to look into the future. I'm going to accept life as it is, because knowing what's going to happen, it's going to impact my experience. It's going to change my view of that. So same way, if I learn about my past life, I don't know if my mind or my heart can handle that.
So this is what it is. You won't get it. You won't know your past life until you're ready to handle it.
Okay.
This is so true. This is so true, because I'll tell you, when I was going through this things, and back in 2018, when I felt that I had opened my third eye, coming to 2019 also, I have had such weird experiences that I was scared. And everybody who met me said, why are you scared? I said, I don't know, but I'm scared. So after that, I stopped my meditation. I completely stopped. But then I started again now, and it's been consistent, and I've seen the worst of my past life, and I've seen a beautiful of my past life. I told you that I saw myself as a butterfly. So when I go out, and when we were hiking this past Sunday, and we saw a huge butterfly. Rinky is not logged in. We saw a huge trail only with butterfly and dragon flying all over. And I didn't really realize that, what was that? And somebody, even in our group, somebody said, maybe they know that I do meditation and all that. So they just jokingly said, maybe they're thinking that the spiritual people are passing by and they're welcoming us. So it didn't really hit me even then. I'm like, okay, fine. I thought they were joking around. So I was really enjoying the view. So my more focus was out in the nature. But then when I came home, Rinky told me that, did you notice that we saw so many animals? And I'm like, yeah. And then the only thing I remember, we saw so many animals, but the only thing that I remember was that huge butterfly. And then it struck me. I was a butterfly. I saw myself as a butterfly. And that is such a beautiful thing that now if I see a butterfly every time, I would feel that it's me. So why it is always the fear? It can be so beautiful that you won't even imagine.
I think
And
it could
past
also
life,
be
see, when the past life are coming in, they are okay. I accept that. Yes, sometimes when it opens up, I got scared to death. It happens in January. I got my past life right in my dreams. Actually, the dream speaks to me a lot. So in my dreams, I saw my past life. So this is what happens. I mean, yes, I was scared, but then I had a guru who actually handled me very well. Indu ma'am was available that time, and I just messaged in the group, can anybody call me right now? I really need to speak up. It was 4 o'clock here in the morning. And then she spoke to me, and then I'm crying, and she's like, why are you crying? I'm like, because I'm scared. It's like, are you really that person right now? I said, no, I'm Prachi. It's like, okay, you're Prachi, then why are you crying? So if you have a guru, if you have a person who is going to handle you, who is available for you, then you don't have to worry. But if you're not being open for it, then it won't come to you.
you've answered my question.
Yeah.
And Amita, I also researched about this little bit about past life because I was not seeing any of it. I didn't wanted to see actually. Didi used to always tell me that why don't you see? I said like no, it doesn't need me. And then if you have like a problem, maybe a physical problem, many of us have us. Like I used to have my one of the heel used to pain like so much. Actually, both of them. It used to pain so much that I was not able to put my foot on the floor without slippers or without those ortho heels. But now, yesterday only Pratiksha was asking me like, how is your heel now? And I realized that it's there is no pain because I used to tell when you forgive things, that is how the forgiveness comes. It's the
Wow.
acceptance comes
You
when
don't
you
have
forgive
to know
things.
your past life
And
also.
you don't
No,
have
I
to,
get
because
that.
if there is a
I
problem,
understand. But
if there is a problem, we created our own reality. Somewhere we created it. It's no one that who created for us. We created it. We decided to have that problem in this lifetime.
And
So
I
as
can
soon
give
as we
you,
accept it,
I have so many
yeah, go
examples.
ahead
It
and
happened with me. Such a wild
and then
example. It
start the
happened.
meditation quickly. Yeah,
I know.
example देकर फिर करना शुरू जल्दी.
No, I just want to say the last part. So traveler was the one, the third part. And the fourth is master. So the fourth stage is master, where you don't actually, where you start, where you don't, your karmas, or I mean, your difficulties or your lessons are all done. And then you start teaching people. And at this stage, you realize as a master that we, we are not alone. As a master, I am not alone. There are so many ascended masters. There are so many, senior masters are with you, no matter how you say it, but they are with you consciously. They are with you, around you, and they keep giving messages to you. And so when I do a meditation with you guys, I don't have to look up a guided meditation. As I close my eyes, I pray, I pray to those masters saying, whatever comes to me, just flow the information through me. And as I close my eyes, it just comes. It's like, it's literally dropping in my mind. Okay, this is what you said, next one. This is what you said, next one. So so I always think how it happened. And you guys say, oh, we loved it. And I'm like, what did I said? I don't even remember what did I said. So that's when I realized it was not me. It was during that time, it was those masters talking to me, talking to you all through me as a tool. So this is where, but even at this stage, the biggest thing happen is there will be a time where I will get really, really angry. Like something will come again and again, knock at the door. Just like Komal said in the beginning, that there will be time when they will be knocking at your door again and again. Whether you have given the forgiveness, you have done everything, but they will still come back to you. They will still come back to you. You have done forgiveness again, they will still come back to you. And this is where the actual test happens. As a master, to understand, getting angry is not a problem. But after that, did I come into the awareness that I got angry? And I will tell you a very small example. It happened with me just yesterday. So I am not going to say who is this person, but this person A. I'm going to name it A. So this person, we are very close, but we are also, it's like we both are same. So when we talk, our ideas contradict. Though we are same, because we are this A person is very stubborn, I'm stubborn, for example. So if we both are stubborn, the conflicts are going to happen, right? So we were talking on the phone, and this person A is trying to say something, and I'm like, no, it's like this. And then he's saying, no, you have to listen to me. I said, no, can you also listen to me? So we were like talking, and I'm getting angry, and this person is getting angry. We both are like getting angry, and then we started little bit, it's not like because I meditate and I teach, I cannot get angry. So I did got angry, and that person A got angry. We said, okay, we are done. We're not talking right now. Let's just keep the phone. We did talk after a bit. We mellowed down, and then we said, okay, we have to go. We'll talk. The whole afternoon, my mind was over there. You know what? How come I behaved? Why was I angry with this person A? Am I really should have listened to it? I should have listened to it. I should have mellowed down. Then I realized I had a closed heart for that person when he or she was talking particularly about that topic. I was completely closed. I was not open. I realized that right 2 hours later, I realized that I was being closed at that time. And, I closed my eyes, and it was Thursday, right? So I was reading Sai Baba's chapters. And that's when I closed my eyes and I said, I would really like to forgive, and I would ask for forgiveness. I really closed my eye for 2 minutes. I prayed for that person, and I said, I'm so sorry about the way I behaved. I would be more open, and I'll be very happy, and I'll try my best to do what you said. You won't believe after 1 hour, that person messaged me. I forgot. I said, okay, I have a class. So I had my art class. I said, after the class, I said it in my mind. And then I said, okay, after the art class, I will post a message or I'll give a call. I was not even done with my art class. And that person actually messaged me saying, I'm sorry. I should have, because that is also an enlightened master. So he said, that says, okay, I am sorry. I should have more patience with, patience while talking to you. And I said, no, I am sorry that I was not being. So we both at the same time got awareness. So that is the true test. That was a test for both of us. That was a test that we were trying to learn. Are we really ready to, even though we have such a nature, but are we ready to listen to each other? This is the biggest test for me that I feel that now I have to learn it. So even at this stage, you will go through test, but it is the awareness that you have to come back to it. Okay, so these are the 4 stages. We'll talk more about it. Let's start the meditation. I am past 15 minutes. Sorry, Suma, I know you were writing something.
That's okay. I just want to know my past life.
Oh, that's your past life?
Yeah. And it's proved by Satya Sai Baba.
So do you mind if I read it out loud?
Yeah, you could. No worries.
So she said, I never knew my mom had lost her sister during her pregnancy. And I used to see her in grade.
I used to see her in my dreams.
See her in grade 4, her sister, and grade 5. And one day I found out
I found out later that she was my sister. She was my mother's sister.
She was my sister from the past life.
My mother's sister. My mother's sister. My mom lost her sister. I can tell it. My mom lost her sister when she was pregnant of me, and just 6 months before I was born, and in the month of December. And her name was Suma. My mother named me Sai Jyoti, actually. And when she took me to Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba named me as Suma. And my mother said, no, I can't name her Suma. But Baba said her name is Suma because she's Uttara Nakshatra and she's Suma, and she was your sister in your past life. Like just 6 months ago, you lost your sister. She was your sister. She's come back to you.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
And believe me, I never knew that she had lost her sister or anything of that sort, because they had covered it up because they didn't want to talk about it, or they just did not want to share anything about their lost sibling, right? So I had this in my dream, actually in 4th and 5th grade. I used to see this aunt of mine, And so I just told my mommy, I saw somebody, I don't know. And then my mom said, how describe her. So I kept describing her, and then she said, oh, she just looks, she was like my sister Suma. Oh, how did you name me like that? And because, and then I realized that
Oh, nice.
it's my past life. So I was actually my mom's sister, and I really don't look like my mom or dad. I look like her, to be honest with you. You need to see.
Awesome. Yeah, it's amazing, the way things happens.
Yeah. So, and she's very talented, and I don't know, I'm not that talented, but she's still,
Oh, come on.
she's okay. She's good. Like, she's a dancer and a singer and all that stuff. She died at the age of 13. She was like the Kerala Kala Tilakam, it's called. You get the award for the best, most talented person in the state. So she got that at the age of 13, and she passed away within 3 months due to hemorrhage. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but I think they say that if you, when you leave, when you passed away, if you still have the desire to live, you come back to that life sooner than, that's what I have heard.
Yeah.
So she was still wanted to live, so she came back in your family through your mom,
Correct.
as you.
And the same name, that's the most amazing part. I got the
Yeah.
same name, not from my mom, but from Sai Baba.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Sai
that's
Baba-
very amazing.
Yeah. So Satya Sai Baba named me as Suma. So, and there I go. Sarah.
Someday I
nice.
would also reveal one of my past life with my family. Someday I will say, not now. But let's go ahead and get started on the meditation.
The only part that scared me, Prachi, you said that, you will get a test and you will be heartbroken. That's kind of scary.
No, not necessary. You will be. Everybody has chose their own life or their own person. So if you have a person who you don't like it and they're still with you, that is because you have not learned the lesson, and you have chosen that person to stay in your
Person to
life
teach. Yeah, okay.
to
So we can learn
to
a
give you
lesson.
that lesson. You'll be
Yeah.
amazed. You'll be amazed. I have a lot of stories to share, but again, we cannot. It's gonna be too much. So we
Maybe
will
you should
just-
write a book about it.
I'm sure there are a lot of books out there, but someday maybe. बोलते हैं ना तेरे आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर.
Thank you.
You are the third one who is saying this. I felt this a couple times too, that I should I can write a whole book, but I'm
See,
not ready.
so this is giving you the,
I think the worst thing for me is that I'm learning a lesson is I'm very bad in writing. I can remember everything up here, but
You
I don't write too
just
much.
record it and then
Just
write
do
it
a
down
blog.
later.
Just do a blog, Prachi. Just
I
have a
know.
blog, and write your feelings, and nobody, like, later on you can.
I think the sessions that we are recording this is the reason that I can, every night I go back and I listen and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to put this session. I'm going to edit this. And then when I'm listening to myself and I'm smiling and I'm like, oh, if I can smile looking at it, just because we are our own criticizers. So if I'm smiling, looking at myself and the answers that I was giving at that time, I'm like, no, it's fine. That's fine. I can put it up. So I think I'm just learning to accept also. So let's go ahead and get started. I know I'm taking too long. Yes. Okay. We'll do that, Priya. Okay. Just give me a second. So today we are going to do the Ho'oponopono music. I am not going to guide you this time. This time I just want you to listen to this. Again, go through everything that you have learned in these 3 days about forgiveness, about lessons, about karmas. Just gather everything together. And then it is just the Ho'oponopono music, which is again, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. So just keep saying, think about those people who you want to forgive and, ask for forgiveness, or who you want to send love and, you want to accept them, and just think about those people, think about the situation you have gone through. And while doing a meditation, just keep saying these things to yourself.